Alright, welcome aboard. This is Aviateca flight 6645 from Guatemala City to Mundo Maya International in Flores, Guatemala. Just going to be flying north today. We're in the Saab 340. It's a United Airlines partner airline. It's an Avianca flight operated. It was formerly known as Aviateca. They still go by the Aviateca call sign and just operate these flights. One of the flights they operate is this route between Guatemala City and Flores, Guatemala. So that's what we're flying today on behalf of United Virtual Airlines. Looks like it's going to be a scenic route. It's one of my first times in this particular aircraft. It's the Carenado Saab 340. But we're on VATSIM. Nobody's in the area right now. I already transmitted on the CTAF frequency, Unicom 122.8. to announce our intentions. We're taxiing to runway 2. Winds are 020 at 6, so right down the runway. And then we'll be departing to the north, going on the Surla 2 departure up to 15,000 feet, which is our final cruising altitude this afternoon. So just sit back, relax, enjoy this beautiful scenery out of Guatemala, in Guatemala City. Really been enjoying my time in Central America over the last week. It's a beautiful part of the world, a lot of fun to fly in. Highly recommend anyone just coming down, checking out the scenery down here. It's just a fun place to fly. Alright, once we get out on the taxiway, the main taxiway here, going to go ahead and we go on the west taxiway. We're going to do our takeoff briefing. And let's get the throttles there in beta, help slow us down. Yeah, this plane will really move just at idle thrust. You just have to use the propellers to slow you down. Just change the angle of the propellers. I'm using beta mode. And I don't have a whole lot of time in actual turboprops, but I do remember I flew a King Air 200 for a while, and they like to move on the ground, that's for sure. So you use those big old props to help you from having to ride brakes the whole way. Alright, so out of here we'll be climbing out at 140 knots for a quick climb, try to get above all the mountains here. And we'll be climbing up to 15,000 feet on the Surla 2 departure, which will have us, we'll be switching over to nav mode. We have our flight plan here. So on the Surla 2, 7 from La Aurora VOR, intercept the G757 via Surla. So that's exactly what we'll be doing. 015 course, Surla out to Tart, and then 2 count in the airport there. That's exactly what we're planning. Got a good squawk. No traffic observed in the area. V1 speeds, sorry, the V speeds, we're showing V1 is 109, VR 109, V2 110, T110. So that's what we're planning today for our climb out. Let's go ahead and run the Before takeoff check. Taxi check and before takeoff check. Alright, brakes are checked. Altimeter's 3001. It's actually 3024. I don't know what happened there. I got really messed up. 3024. Cross checked. Flaps. Be a flaps 15. Takeoff. And flaps are 15 set. Instruments and radios checked. Tests. We already did the RA test, JIPWIZ, CTOT, and CCAS. So we gotta get CTOT on. There we go. And briefing is complete. Taxi check complete before takeoff check. External lights are set. Takeoff signal. We'll get that at the end of the runway. So I guess we'll wait here a second until we get there. We got. We'll go ahead and announce our intentions. Guatemala International Traffic, Aviateca 6645, departing runway 2, departing via the Surla 2 departure to the north, Guatemala City. Alright, so we have our takeoff clearance to external lights. We'll go ahead and turn everything on for takeoff so we can keep it rolling here. Takeoff signal is given, air conditioning set, transponder TCAS set. Flight controls, let's do that. Take the gust lock off. Flight controls checked. CWP checked, and takeoff inhibit, we're disabled. For takeoff check complete. Alright, here we go. Runway 2 final is clear. Alright, I have controls. Flight director's on. Alright, here we go. Set thrust. Set. Airspeed alive.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear.
Continue. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear
wind
up.
shear, wind shear, wind shear. Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear.
Alright, let's go ahead and get the flaps up. After takeoff check. Climb out at 140. Just trying to fly back to our course here. Got our nav on. Whoa. Looks like it's time to turn. And vertical speed. Should be speed and autopilot on. There we go. And let's get our anti-ice. Coursing off. Prop sync on. C-Tot off. There we go, we're doing well now. We'll take our speed back to 140. Kind of up above all these clouds. Alright. It's really my first full flight in this plane, so alright, climb check. Gears up. Ice protection set. Auto coursing off. Auto coursing is off, yes. External lights set. We don't need the landing lights anymore. Taxi lights, wing lights, logo lights. Yep. External lights, good. Cabin signs set. Air conditioning set. Takeoff inhibit, it's out. Cabin pressure. 4.0 differential, that looks good. Let's see if I can. Let's do center console check here. And it's holding pretty steady. Not really climbing or descending. 14 for 15. Prop syncs on, C-Tots off, altimeters 3024, and they're all matching, they're cross-checked. Climb check complete. Alright, for cruise we're going to be cruising at 187 miles per hour. Or knots, sorry. Driving too many cars lately. Knots. So go ahead and set that. 187. And it looks like we're leveled off nicely here. Underway to Sarala. This is just beautiful. Using Active Sky XP and also Ultimate Weather XP, but it's the old, I have not updated yet to the newest version. Alright, the ice is off for now. Let's check out the cabin. Oh, cool. I didn't see that over there. Put your flight number in. 6645. Cool. Yeah, and this is actually a round trip, so after we get to Flores, it's we turn around and come right back to Guatemala City, which is a fun approach. We'll put in the Mundo Maya VOR and nav2 here. Have La Aurora, which is Guatemala City, in nav1, so you can see the RMI there pointing directly behind us. We're on that 015 track out to Surla, just like we should be. And nav2, there we go, Mundo Maya. So it's up that way. Quite a ways out. Looks like it's at about a 0. About the same. Cool. See if the radar is working. Kind of need a radar flying in Central America, I'll say that. Cool. Just kind of looking around the cockpit a little more and just getting a little more familiarized with it. Really cool. Fun airplane. Got it on sale. Definitely worth the money so far. Alright, I think I'm going to throw on some of the de-icing. Coming to some icing conditions here. There you go. Well, maybe we're going to stay out of the icing conditions. I really thought we were going to get in those clouds, but looks like we're in the clear, so I'll go back to standard here on the anti-ice, on the de-ice, and anti-ice. Let's see here. Go ahead and start setting up for our approach. Be here pretty shortly. Into Mundo Maya, which is MG Mike Golf Mike Mike. But maybe not. Let's see here. Mike Golf Mike Mike. I don't know why it didn't work in here. It's working in my Navigraph app on my tablet. So okay. Well, anyways, just leave that on the checklist then. It's only 5 miles from Surla. Wow, that's beautiful. Alright, flying the ILS Loke Zulu into runway 11. Let's see, I'll pull up the ATIS here on my phone app. So better keep an eye on, got really dark all of a sudden. Alright, Flores, Mundo Maya International, wind 08010. So yeah, we're landing runway 11. Feet 2600, broken at 20,033 for the temperature. 2988 on the altimeters, which is 1012. Here, I'm just going to do this. 1012 on the, I'm going to go ahead and set it over here. Stand by 1012 will be our landing. QNH setting. We're on our way to Tardin now, 18.3 miles. Chance of storms in the area. Flying the, it's 15th May 2011-1 Alice Zulu runway 11. 111.1 is the frequency. Let's get that set here. I'll set that in 1. There we go. So 111.1 is set. Approach course of 111. I think we can program it in here too. That'd probably be a good thing to do. With the Mundo Maya transition. Yep, that's what we're going to do. So Tadin, Tucson, Mundo Maya. And it's Mundo Maya VOR at or above 3,000 to the 6TME. And the arc back around to the localizer VATSIM at or above 1840. And runway 11. Mist is climb on the 106 Mundo Maya radial to until reaching 2500, then left turn direct Mundo Maya, climb to 3000. Request instructions from approach. Alright, that all looks good. So we'll plan to use nav mode coming in, switch over to the ILS. You can see inappropriate. We have good visibility. The DA is 607, which is, oh, now it's bright again. That's good. DA is 607. The radar altimeter DH is going to be 200. So I'll get that set, and it's set. Attention zone's 407. Pressurization is set. We have it at, you can't really see it here, but let's see. Landing altitude. I had it set to 4. It's hard to get around all these levers. .407, there we go. So cabin altitude is all set. That's in the auto mode. Should be. Yeah, it's in auto mode. Guess it's gonna maintain it. Okay, that's fine. MSA is 2700 to the east, 2200 to the west of Mundo Maya VOR, and highest obstacles 1,181 feet to the east of the field. If we break out rail and happy on the left, SOL's lighting. Have to have at least 840 foot ceiling. And right now ceiling's being reported as There is no ceiling. It's got it at 2,000. Okay, we're coming up on Toucan now. It's our next fix. Toucan to Munda Maya. Top of descent is 7 miles from Toucan, so that's when we'll begin our descent down. Let's go get our landing data set. Have our, let's see, plenty of runway there. After we land, it's 9,843 feet, plenty of runway. We'll turn around at the end of the runway, or on the runway, and then Bravo, I'm sorry, back to Echo, left turn Echo into the ramp. Wildlife in vicinity of airport, mainly white-tailed deer. Okay. Speed is let's see, it'll be 109 for VREF. And then ref plus 5 will be 114. There we go. Speeds are set. We're good to go. Alright, so 7 miles from Toucan, we'll begin our descent. And we're in the E. Yeah, I didn't mention it, but pattern altitude is going to be at 1,900 feet. So that's our, if we do go around and go miss, let's go back around to the pattern. Left traffic, back around. And the grid Mora out here. Let's see. This will give us, looks like it's 3,400. Actually, it's 5,200 in this grid. So we'll go down to 5,200, and then when we get on the established portion of the approach, we'll We'll go ahead and set in 5,200 now. And then when we get over the VOR, go ahead and just send down to 3,000. And we'll plan to be there by 6 TME from Flores. So that'll be about, that should work. Just make sure we're slowed to approach speed when we begin in the approach phase. We'll try to be established, configured for the approach above Munda Maya. Alright, 5,200 is set. Coming up on 7 miles. There's our 7 miles, and let's begin our descent now. This thing's almost worthless. Let's do the descent check. Briefing complete, ice protection set, cabin pressure set checked, flight instruments and radios checked, bugs, CTOT set. Hit CTOT on. Descent check complete. Alright, we're gonna head direct to the Munda Maya VOR now for the ILS approach. Let's see if it'll let us do this. see if we can delete that. Let us. Ah, man, I don't know why it's not letting me program this. There, that'll work. Let me go ahead and start. Make sure I get store flight deck on. We have the localizer frequency standing by. 11.1, yep, perfect. Try to identify it. I got the airport in sight. Let's continue our descent. Whoops. I think I'll actually be able just to do a visual here, but. Yep, airport's in sight. VMC conditions looking good. Approach check altimeters. We need to go to 1012. 1,000 feet to level off. Set, cross-checked. External lights. Set. Cabin signs on, ice speed, we don't need them anymore. Let's turn off all the anti-ice. Outs cap. And we're slowing down. We're going to slow to approach speed. High pressure valves. They are set. Got a 3,000. I was going to do the landing check. Auto course and on, landing signal given. We'll get the. Go ahead and lower the flaps. The flaps are rolling out on final here. Flaps full and gear down. plenty of drag. Gear down, 3 green, condition levers max, flaps set, and a bit, standing by. Auto course in on, 1,000 feet to level off. So we can go down to 1840. Once we start our turn. Okay, there's 1840. We got our heading bug around. It's going to be a 111 course inbound. Approach mode. Yeah, look one. See if they can get us over there. Gun-amper's supposed to be off, right? Yeah. Autopilot's coming off. Landing checks complete. Got Emperor's off. Flores, Guatemala, Mundo Maya International Airport, Aviateca 6645, Saab 340, 5 mile final, runway 11, Mundo Maya International. This glide slope looks off a little bit from the. I'm just gonna follow the VATSIM because I'm a little high at the moment. See, the glide slope showing me up. I'm gonna turn off the flight director. A little fast, slowing my speed down.
Sync rate, sync rate.
Reducing vertical speed. So we should be at about 600 to 700 feet per minute, maybe 600. Oh yeah, that glide slope's way off. Reducing vertical speed. We're in beta mode. Here on the runway. Alright, we got taxi back down to the end of the runway, exit to the left to the commercial terminal. Let's get the lights off, do the after landing check now. Flaps up. Radar off. Let's go through the after landing check. Gust lock on. Ice protection. Turn all this off. External lights set, high pressure valves closed. Differential pressure is 0. That's good. Flaps are up. Radar is off. Transponder. We'll get that standby here in just a second. Let's go ahead and park here by the terminal. We're doing a quick turn back around. Set the parking brake. Alright, let's shut her down. Parking brakes set, ice protection off, external lights are set, avionics is set. Generators, we'll get those off. And let's shut down the engines. Yeah, it looks like the cars wants me to put it in the parking, so stand by 1 second while I get that. We took off, we left from gate 15, so. And it's Alright. Turn off the beacon. Taxi light. Seatbelt sign off. And let's go ahead and get the passenger door open, baggage door open, passenger ladder, static elements. Perfect. Seatbelt signs off. Air conditioning set. Oh. Look at the emergency lights. Off. Oxygen, we'll leave that on. Batteries still on. Dome light is off. Parking check complete. And we'll be out of here again in a few minutes. Thanks for flying with us today from Guatemala City up to Flores. And I'll see everyone in a bit for the next leg.